Okay, so you've decided to take on the big lap of Australia, or you're already on one. We're going to give you 10 hot tips on how to save as much money as you can with free or budget camping essentials.
That's it.
Stay tuned.
Set your RV up for off-grid.
We're going to keep these short and sharp.
Yep.
Number one, before you even go, set your van up to be the professional off-gridder.
That's
right?
it.
And look, everyone's, most people are setting their vans up to be off-grid. It's a very subjective statement, off-grid. I mean, what is off-grid? Is going all the way through to Central Australia or going along the Canning Stock route, 3,000 kilometre impenetrative dirt road in Western Australia. That's certainly off-grid. But he's just doing the odd gravel pit on the side of the highway. Is that off-grid? Yes.
Of course it is.
And yes, for both. Because off-grid essentially is no power,
That's
no
right.
water, no utilities. You are totally self-sufficient. That's right. You have hot and cold running water, a flushing toilet, your own grey water collection. That's off-grid. And you can generate your own electricity. So what are the essentials to make your caravan or motorhome off-grid?
Well, there's a few.
Solar panels.
Yeah, definitely solar panels.
You need your inverter so you can charge things like a laptop or cameras or, whatever you got that runs on 240.
Generator.
The generator. We went with a Honda 2200. It's about the size of a microwave, extremely portable, very compact. And we went with that one because Honda's claim at the time was they boasted this generator could run any RV air conditioner or your money back. Now, our motorhome's got an old school underbunk
Very old.
air conditioner. This thing spits ice chips when it really gets cold, and it ran that no problem. So that's it. Look, some campgrounds can be very anti-generator and it's getting that way, but use them responsibly and respectfully around campsites. Sometimes you have to use them because you've had 4 days of rain and you can't charge anything on your solar, and you have to use them. Just use them away from campers, cut them off at about 6 o'clock at night, and you'll be fine. Most people are pretty good.
That's it. Diesel heater. Let's keep warm in wintertime.
We used our diesel heater in Tasmania in January. Absolutely. So don't think diesel heaters are for wimps or the glampers. You will use them where you least expect it, and you won't where you least expect them.
Yeah, that's it. We had, I think it was like mid-20s in Uluru, but nighttime got really cold, so we needed to have it on there as well. So very handy. Love the diesel heater.
And they're 12 volt and they're very efficient. We've got our diesel heater tapped into our RV diesel tank, our motorhome tank. So we don't even have an auxiliary tank for our diesel heater. Push of a button and they absolutely bore the heat out. The diesel heaters are really good. It's just a little Chinese one and they work really, really well. And don't forget your lithium batteries. Everyone's using lithium batteries now. No one's using really anything else. We went with C-Tech, what are they?
I can't remember. Felt pretty good anyway.
iTech. It's
iTech,
iTech Weldon
that's
Perth. We're not sponsored by any of these people, Honda generators and solar panel
No, we're
companies.
not.
This is just what we went with. We did our research and the best Australian made, certainly Australian assembled lithium batteries were those ones. For a basic off-grid setup, hot and cold running water, we used the instantaneous hot water by Truman. Wasn't cheap. I think it was a couple of grand. Best thing in our van though.
Yeah.
So if you've got hot and cold water, flushing water for your toilet, you've got plenty of stored water, grey water tank capacity, and you can generate your own electricity. That's really all you need.
That's it.
It's a miniature house. So, look, as I said, you might not be going through the Canning Stock route in WA. You might just be doing gravel pits while you're en route to get somewhere. You're going to need all the stuff mentioned.
Or free camping by the Murray River, right along the water's edge.
Any river.
Any river, that's right.
Beach.
Just to have all those essential mod cons, get you by.
Actually, if you do beach camping or riverbank camping, you will need to be off-grid set up.
That's it. Very handy. Very, very handy.
Service your own van or motorhome before you leave.
This next one is Shannon's department.
Servicing your van. Service your van before you leave, and not just your grease and oil change and filters and whatnot. Go through that van and go through it again, and then go through it again for a third time. The house module part and then the truck that it sits on. Or if you've got a caravan, your caravan and then your four-wheel drive. Even if you have brand new stuff, unfortunately the RV industry is notorious for cutting corners.
Oh.
So go through your whole van and make sure there's not one little thing out of place, as well as your tow vehicle or your motorhome, the truck it sits on, and make sure your servicing's up to date, and become familiar mechanically with everything in your van and your car. You shouldn't really be out there if you don't have a lot of mechanical knowledge anyway. Have the basic tools to fix things. You shouldn't be driving around with that basic tool bag with jumper leads and spare fuses and servicing tools and equipment. Know how to change a tyre on your rig, or rigs, being your car and your van.
Because you could be anywhere.
Don't wait till you have a blowout, and you do have them. Don't wait till you have a blowout on your van and then be scratching around your equipment for a jack, because you are going to be in a world of pain.
I don't have a jack. I have a Shannon.
A jack of all trades. So carry lots of tools, because being out there and having to rely on mechanics, you're going to get fleeced because you're stuck, right? And they know it. Look, it's a shame I have to say that, but when you are camping and you're meant to be out there enjoying your freedoms and your fun and your travels, you don't want to be running around town getting quotes from mechanics to get servicing or warranty work, or just things done on your van. Have all that stuff sorted out before you even leave your driveway. That's the go. Otherwise, you'll be at the mercy of everyone out there.
And even if you're not married to a Jack or Shannon, and you need to have it booked in by a mechanic, make sure it's all serviced and everything before you head off. But then you can plan where you're going to book ahead. Like, when is it due again? In 6 months' time, 12 months' time? Make a note of it. This is especially for those that are full-time travelling out there and aren't sure where they might be in that amount of time. Try and have a little bit of a plan so that you know that you'll be in a bigger town come servicing time, that you can book your van or your car in should you need to.
Water, grey water, dump points, and rubbish disposal.
Number 3 is all your amenities. Your fresh water, your grey water, your toilet water, and your rubbish removal. This isn't a budget hack how to save money per se, but if you are, as we said on the last tip, if you are off-gridding, you absolutely need to know all this. So people often ask us, where do we get water?
We get asked a lot, how do you find getting water? Do you struggle to get water? And my answer has been, in all of our travelling, no, we've never really struggled to get water.
Never.
I think there's only been maybe 2-3 times that we've actually had to pay for water. So essentially,
Nullarbor was one we
got
paid.
it. We just had to pay for it. However, no, we've not. And there's a list of places that you can get it, such as.
Well, water can be obtained at any showground, behind the local community hall in small towns, behind the local scout hall.
Information centres.
Absolutely, information
Yep.
centres will allow you 7 days a week to get water.
Yep.
Service stations, sometimes when you're filling up full of diesel, if you say, oh, can I just top up the water tanks? Usually they say yes.
Yeah, we've filled one up at a train station. Yeah, we filled one up there as well. But if
Parks.
Yeah, there's so many places. Just think where there's a tap. And Shannon, one of the essential items that we take with us is one of those brass tap fittings that you can get from Bunnings.
Don't forget a tap key. Don't buy the plastic ones, because the teeth in the key shears off. They're only about $10 or $15. So I'll put it up on the screen here now. It's a little brass tap key with four different key slots on it.
We had to use it quite a bit, actually.
All the time we did, didn't we?
Yeah, and it comes in very handy. But if you're ever in doubt and you're not sure whether you can use that tap and there's people around, just ask. I don't think we were knocked back once. If you politely ask, like Shannon mentioned with the service station, we're filling up fuel and we thought, oh, if we're spending $150 worth of fuel, surely they'll let us top up our tanks of water. And yeah, sure as. So you just ask, and usually they don't mind.
Roadhouses?
So, yeah, that was another one as well.
When at parks, the kids are out in the swings, just go and get your hose and fill up your tanks.
Yep, and we'll go through later on how you can find where these locations are.
So that's fresh water. As for your grey water, most, if not all, motorhomes have grey water tanks, but not all caravans essentially have grey water tanks. A lot do, but it's not it's not just a given that every caravan has a grey water.
Yeah, certainly not the older ones. I'm not sure about the newer ones, whether they would install them automatically these days. But yeah, I think the older ones not.
Well, national parks and farm stays will require you to have your own grey water. Then there's the emptying of them. You can empty your grey water in dump points, but if you're in the middle of nowhere, a lot of farms sometimes let you run the grey water off into the lawn because it waters their lawn.
We come across a few of them that had signs because of the drought, please water their trees, and they would have you backed up along their fence line where their trees are, and they were encouraging you to empty your grey water, which is handy because obviously then we don't have to lug it along with us or, worry about overflows or having it fill up.
Yeah, they know it's just shower water, so they don't complain. And then there's your black water, so emptying your toilet cassette. If you're off-gridding, you're not using caravan parks, most towns, even the smallest towns, have a dump point at the end of their town. Maybe it's behind the showground or in the park.
The regular travellers out there will see the little signs coming into town saying if it's an RV-friendly town, and that usually means that there's a dump point there.
Yeah.
There's some towns that don't, but yeah, you just need to be obviously mindful, and we're a family of 4, and we don't take long to fill up our cassette at all.
So for all you blokes, especially at night when you're around the campfire or cooking a barbie, if you've got to just disappear and check the tyres for a couple of minutes, you know what I mean? Then that's how you save room in your cassette because they only carry about 18 litres and a family of 4 can fill them up really quick.
Unfortunately for us, we're 3 girls and 1 guy. For those families out there that have a lot of boys on board, well, we all know that it's easier for them to do number 1.
I used to check the tyres a lot, didn't I?
You did.
Lastly, caravan parks, even if you're not staying there, they will charge a fee like $5.
Yeah, a lot of caravan parks do have dump points that the public can use if you're not staying with them. Some of them will charge a minimal fee like $5 to empty a cassette. Others, they have them at the front of the caravan park and they're easily accessible for the public. We've just found that if we go in and ask, it's usually not a problem. So again, if in doubt, just ask. We've never really struggled to find somewhere to offload the toilet. And then if you are camping off-grid, we have read a hack. Haven't done it ourselves, but we have read a hack that if your toilet is full or you don't want to go out and dig a hole because it's dark at night and your toilet's full, you can actually line your caravan toilet with one of those plastic bags, a garbage bag, and then dispose of it the next day.
I bet you doing that.
Well, I mean, it doesn't sound nice, and nobody likes to talk about your toilet habits. But when you're out there traveling, I'm telling you, it is a topic of conversation, and it is a handy hack that if you've got little ones and you don't want to send them outside, or you don't want to dig a hole, then that is a backup that you can do if you are full and you're yet to get to a dump point.
And look, let's be realistic about all this. Family of 4 with an 18-litre cassette and you're on the road for many, many, many days and you're in, say, outback Western Australia. You've got no idea how big that state is, especially between towns. You will drive for many hours. You might even drive for days.
You might just have to dig a hole and,
And use your imagination with the hole.
Dig a hole, cover it up, and make sure you don't do any of that by a river or a stream. Be sensible.
And rubbish removal. You'll be blown away how much rubbish you generate just in your little van.
Yeah.
We collected it up into a big tarpaulin bag and we strapped that tarpaulin bag, all our rubbish, on the back of our motorhome. And when you get into little towns,
you just got to find where
the
garbage bins are.
Individual garbage bags, and you're just placing them in the garbage bins at the front of shopping centres and things like that.
You've got to take the rubbish with you. You can't leave it behind.
When you're off-grid free camping, yes, you've got to take it with you.
Some people do, and it's just atrocious, and it's just going to ruin it for the rest of us.
Yeah.
You've got to take your rubbish with you, and so you've got to find better ways.
How to eat on the road.
One of your biggest expenses: food, alcohol, petrol, which we'll get to those two in a minute.
Yep.
Food. I saw a YouTuber recently, and they said they were doing one of the big stretches. I think it was in WA, actually. And they got their motorhome and they pushed food in every single nook and cranny, every cupboard, every space, into spaces they didn't even know there were spaces, and just absolutely stockpiled food at Aldi or Woolies, just one of the major grocery chains. So you are not at the mercy of Foodland and IGA and these little small supermarkets in the outback towns.
Which you will pay double the price.
Oh, you'll pay premium prices. So stock up on all your non-perishables. That means coffee, tea, sugar, rice,
Your tin foods
tin
or your
food.
packets, you know.
Yep, everything that's got long life dates.
Yeah, and
take not carnation milk. Take long
long
life
life
milks.
milk. And wraps
Wrap bread.
last a lot longer than actual bread. We don't have a big freezer, so we couldn't really freeze bread. But we found that wraps store forever and a day. So I don't want to know what's in it to keep it fresh, but but wraps are the way to go. We found as far as food lunches.
Don't be afraid to have extra cardboard boxes of food in stock underneath your dining tables and just move them out at night. Your food budget is the killer.
Yeah.
Next up, grog. Your grog budget. I'll just touch on this because everyone's got a massive grog budget and it always blows out of proportion.
Well, some do and some don't. So yeah.
You did, so
cans, and more cans.
don't take glass beer. Just look, everyone frowns at tinnies, canned beer. Just buy the 30 block cartons of beer. That's the cheapest way to buy them.
It's different. You
They're
can get
lighter.
all sorts now.
They
You
stack
can get all
properly.
your trendy beers, your premium beers, or your.
Yeah, bugger the craft beers. It's
Craft
way too
beers.
expensive.
But you can get it in cans. Getting rid of glass bottles is extremely hard, whereas a can will just squish down.
Yeah.
Same with wine. I'm not a lover of cask wine, but cask wine's the way to go. So save you getting rid of wine bottles. And one little hack I did was
It's
I
not
actually
expensive either.
got Shannon to get into the cask wine once it was emptied, and I actually poured my bottle wine into that.
Yeah.
Because that's how I preferred it.
3 bottles of wine into a cask.
Yeah, so because again, getting rid of the cartons is heaps easier. You can put it on the campfire and burn it off. It can be recycled, so it's a lot easier than glass. And then, if you're sick of having your canned beer or your cask wine, when you're doing your free or low cost camping and you are going to stay behind a pub, because many of us do, most pubs can be free to stay behind if you give them patronage. Well, then that's when you go and treat yourself with that beer on tap.
To a pint of nice beer
or an
on
actual
tap. Yeah.
glass of wine or a glass of bubbly as opposed to your cask wine. That's where you treat yourself.
And the food you have got, how do you cook it? Well, we gas cooked because we're off grid a lot. We didn't have electricity, so we've got a gas cooktop and a gas oven. But also, we were never afraid to cook over our fire, which we had going anyway.
We actually loved cooking on the fire.
Yeah.
We get a real kick out of what meals we can prepare on a fire.
It's primitive.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But we love it.
Yeah. So, your fire gives you warmth, and it's a social aspect. It's a social circle around a fire.
It's handy to have a fire pit.
With a hot plate or a grill,
Yep.
and just throw all your you can cook an entire meal.
Of course you can.
On a
And we
fire.
have.
Yeah.
Always carry cash.
Cash is king.
Tip number 5. Yes, in 2025, we're telling you still carry cash when you're doing the big lap.
Yes.
And the reason being is if you do, say, for example, use a laundromat, which we'll get to in a minute, some of the regional town laundromats aren't automated.
No, they still take coins.
Still take coins and cash.
Yeah.
And if you're off-gridding, which is basically what this video is about, a lot of farm stays and a lot of people on properties, even some council-run local places, it's $10 a night cash.
That's right.
Tasmania, we're off to Tasmania soon,
Yep.
and one of
$10 cash.
the campsites there that we stayed in 2021 was $10 a night cash.
Yeah, and it still is today.
Yeah, local bloke comes round and just bangs on your door. Yep, $10 a night, mate.
That's it.
So
So it is handy, and because you are travelling how you are, you aren't often going through towns to have access to ATMs. So, yeah, always make sure you've got some stashed away.
if for nothing else, worst case scenario, you get to a town and their ATM's down or their lines are down.
Exactly.
And you need that, whatever it is, because you're moving on. You're just passing through. You're not staying. You have to have cash. What if you need diesel because you are bone dry and you've got to pay for diesel and their lines are down?
And
Look, can happen.
And a tip for coins for the laundromat, we discovered this when we were travelling several years ago now. When we take the motorhome through a car wash, some car washes are cash only. Some, I think most these days, you can pay by your card. But if you put your $20 note in, it'll spit you out $20 worth of coins. So I would always do that for the motorhome, but then I'd always stick an extra 20 or 50 in and keep those coins aside for the laundromat. Shh, don't tell the car wash people.
Yeah, car washes.
Yeah, very handy to have because coins, I remember running around in Esperance with a $10 note trying to get coins for the laundromat and no one would exchange. Not even the local IGA that was there would exchange it for me. So it was a real pain in the backside.
Even when you go to a little outback fair, like buying that thing, for example, you go to a little street market and you might want to buy a little souvenir for your motorhome.
Yeah, cash is just handy to have.
Cash is king, isn't it?
It is.
Still.
Avoid laundromats.
Now, we said you need coins for laundromats, but we actually try and avoid laundromats where we can, right?
Because they are expensive
They
and
are.
sitting in a laundromat for 2 hours sucks.
And to have to do several loads because you either have whites or darks or you've got towels and then you want to dry them as well, it all adds up.
If you have to use one, because the kids got knits on our first lap. Was it lap 1 or 2?
Oh, they're going to love you saying this.
Yeah.
But yes, they did.
So
We needed to wash all the bedding
and hot on a hot cycle, tumble dry all the sheets and at a laundromat. I can't remember where we were.
Alice Springs.
Was
I
it?
remember. We were camped outside this damn laundromat the whole day, and while we were in the van washing head lice shampoo through their hairs, we were also sorting out all the washing in the laundromat. So
We were camping by the Murray River, and Bonnie, our cat, weed on one of the girls' quilts. So you know what? The Murray River's a fresh river. So I got the quilt
in it all
and I
went.
went swimming in the Murray River with our duck down quilt and just rinsed it out with cold water in the river and hung it up on the clothesline on our motorhome for a day or two and it dried out.
Had to do it.
Yeah, off-gridding, see?
Yeah, but we use it's like a no suds or low suds laundry detergent, and we've got our bucket, and we've shown in previous videos we hand wash with our plumber's plunger and a bucket. Or you do it in any bucket, but we try to do our like undies and bras and things, and just have our multi-peg thing that we have here to try and avoid them.
Look, you're camping, just jump in the river, guys. It's so hot. Jump in the river with your camping clothes on.
Well, there's not
And when you
always a
get
river.
out-
There's not always a river though, Shannon.
Get out, hang them up. And this is quick dry clothing.
Yeah, I was
this
just about to touch on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so quick dry clothing. That's a bit of a tongue
Quick
twister,
dry
isn't it?
clothing.
Very handy to have, lightweight, can, wet it, rinse it out, hang it up, and a bit of a breeze and it's all dry. It's very, very easy to get away with quick dry clothing.
Yeah.
National park fees. Things you have to know.
I'm actually going to hand this one over to Lise because she did all the administrative side of our lap, and you became very good at this.
I did, yes. So national parks, we all loved camping in national parks, walking, hiking, hanging out there. You do need to pay national park fees. Every state is different, so you need a national parks pass for every park that you go into. So you really need to have a look and see how long you're planning on spending in that state, and then having a look at where you think you might want to go or camp, because you'll need to weigh up the options of whether you pay for every single park entry or whether
Separately.
you buy separately, or whether you buy a yearly pass, a holiday pass. There's a whole bunch of different passes that you can buy depending on the state, but they usually all include like a weekly one, which is a holiday pass, I think, or a fortnightly one, which is a holiday pass, and a yearly one. We, when we're in WA, opted for the yearly one, and we kind of not broke even. I think we got an extra couple of visits into a park without paying. So you really have to weigh up your options. Now, you need to be mindful that with the big attraction parks like Kakadu, Kosciuszko in New South Wales, going to places like Monkey Mia in WA, they're all separate to the Parks Pass.
Yeah, they milked it.
The yearly Parks Pass. So that is in addition to. So please, when you're doing your research, if you're going to those places, that will be in addition to. So just make sure. Same with Tasmania with Cradle Mountain. That's another one that you can buy the Tasmania Park Pass, but it doesn't include Cradle Mountain. Every state has its own exemption or exclusion, not exemption, exclusion that it won't include. So just make sure you do your research on that.
Yeah, they got a bit greedy there. So you might only want to go into one area. Like I was hell-bent on going to Kakadu. Wasn't really interested in going to many other places. You might be hell-bent on going to the Cradle Mountain in Tassie. you might just want to do Kosciuszko and not want to do any other New South Wales national parks.
Yeah, so you would just pay for that. So just make sure you do your research, but plan ahead.
Avoid tourist traps.
Tip number 8, one that's going to absolutely fry your travelling budget. Don't fall into the tourist traps. And we touched on Monkey Mire a minute ago. Monkey Mire, I haven't spoken to one person yet who hasn't described Monkey Mire as a tourist trap. If you want to see dolphins getting fed, hang around in South Australia. Just go and swim. We could have swam with, well, we did.
We did.
We swam with the dolphins, swam with them on a charter, cheaper than getting into Monkey Mire for a few nights.
That's it. By the time you pay the accommodation, the parks pass, plus the entry fee, we just swam with them in South Australia.
I wanted to do a shark dive in South Australia. Port Lincoln, wasn't it?
Yes.
But they can't guarantee you'll see a great white shark, and it was super expensive. I think it was like $1,000 for Jess and I to do it.
Yeah, for two of you to do it was $1,000. Yeah.
I wouldn't call, say, scuba diving a tourist trap. I think scuba diving is a wonderful thing to experience, but if strict budget. Just go and play around a golf, or go and throw the fishing rod, go and throw the fishing line in and with a few beers and just go and meet and greet, other campers. It's inexpensive, if not for free, once you've got all your fishing gear, that is.
Look, every state or every area has something that is a must see, and none of us want to miss out on any of that. But you just can't do everything. I mean, you can if you've got unlimited funds. Go for it, I suppose. But for the average folk out there, you just can't do everything, and you're going to have so many people go, "Oh, you went there, but you didn't go there.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed out." But no,
We
you
did
haven't.
20
missed
other
out.
things.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, exactly. So you can't do everything. Look at what and have a look and research and see what's important to you and your family, and then go with that.
Like lap 1, Northern Territory. I thought I just want to do Kakadu and go and see Uluru with the kids. Not really big things. Whit Sundays on our second lap, I just wanted to ride jet skis through the Whit
And
Sundays
catamarans.
with my family. There's 1,000 things you can do on the Whit Sundays, but I just wanted to ride a jet ski just for 2 hours or whatever it was. That was great. Just be very, very picky and very choosy, because you'll burn through money like fire if you fall into the tourist trap stuff.
Will. Yeah.
Go inland during peak season.
Tip number 9, and just as we were mentioning, avoid the tourist traps. Avoid being on the coastlines, especially using caravan parks in peak seasons. You will pay through the nose. It will blow your mind how much they will want to charge you for one night camping on a piece of turf. So a hack we know of is during the peak seasons, stay off the coastlines during the school holidays. If you can, stay off the coastlines and go inland a bit.
You don't need
where
to
there's
go
less
too
people.
far in. Still within driving distance if you wanted to do a day trip to a beach. But
And be off grid.
Yeah, staying on any of those prime real estates right the whole way around the country, but more so on the east coast of Australia. Just avoid during school holiday or high season time.
Because it's absolutely mayhem. It's so crowded, noisy, and the whole idea, is when you go away camping, is to go to places where there's less people, not more. To give you an example, this year during the Christmas, New Year's period that we just had, we decided to do a road trip down to Geelong to spend time with some travelling friends that we met on the road a year before. And we did not pay for one caravan park. We just motorhomed all the way from Sydney to Geelong, camping in roadside stops, camping rest grounds behind a golf club or bowling club, whatever it was.
All
closed
free,
for the
like
night.
all legal free camping.
And we did the whole trip to Geelong and back for free.
Yep.
Over the New Year's period. We spent New Year's Eve with that travelling couple I mentioned, and it was just I often speak about that road trip, and I'll pop the link to it up on the screen now. That we did a movie on it.
Remember the 2 nights we stayed behind the pub right within walking distance of that beach down in Victoria, and it was free for 2 nights. Unbelievable.
We walked to the beach.
Yeah, and we went to the pub for dinner.
New South Wales or Victoria?
No, Victoria. It was right on the beach, and it was just you filmed the sea of the school of fish.
Oh, yeah. The pub had their own campground.
That's right, and you could camp for 48 hours for free.
And there was no pressure to even give them patronage, but we did.
We did, that's right. But
And
there was no pressure.
We equate that trip to one of our best road trips we'd ever done, even comparative to our big
And
laps.
that included being hooked up to water and connected to power for free for 2 nights.
Yeah.
Like 2 days after New Year's, so like Christmas, New Year period.
And then
just crazy.
An old deserted council-run caravan park. You just rocked up there for free.
Yeah, we did.
Watch that movie, guys. As I said, I'll put the link up above. And
So it's still...
it was all for free.
Yeah, it's still... You still can free camp out there. There's a lot of free camping that's still to be had out there. And like we said, yeah, even in those peak seasons. But it was... I know I mentioned the beach one, but it was mainly because it was inland, going inland down to Geelong at New Year's.
Meet our friends, yeah.
Use apps. Camping apps, fuel apps, toilet apps, and national park apps.
So tip number 10, where do you find all this information? For you new travellers out there and you're just wondering, how you're going to go when you're out there, well, it's a bunch of different apps. We all have a mobile phone these days, so you just need to download some apps and it makes life a hell of a lot easier for you.
You're a pro at the apps too.
There's it takes over your life at one point with making sure that you know where you're going, but you couldn't live without them. So there's camping apps that you subscribe to. One's Wikicamps, one's Camps Australia. They will show you where you can camp, where's free camping, where the caravan parks are, where you can get water, where your dump points are.
Reviews on all of them.
Yeah, reviews on all of them. Photos that people have uploaded of their stays at these places. Then there's National Parks Toilet Map app. Now that's a tongue twister. It'll show you where all the public toilets are around Australia, including dump points. So if you didn't want to subscribe to Wikicamps, you can download the national park. Start again. Other apps that we use is a fuel map app. It will show you where all the fuel is, and a lot of people will upload, like if we were to go and use the service station down the road, we can actually confirm that that's what the price still is, and it will actually say that someone did that an hour ago, someone did that 2 days ago, so you know if the price is actually up to date.
The fuel app was imperative.
It was because I remember coming off the Nullarbor, it was a matter of, do we fill up the truck now, or do we wait an hour and fill it up for like 30 cents a litre cheaper? So Shannon estimated that, yes, we'd easily make that one in an hour, and we filled up for 30 cents a litre cheaper. And we had to do pretty much the whole tank. So that's an absolute given. There's a number of different apps. I think if you're a member of NRMA, that has a fuel map in it as well. But whichever one you choose, make sure you've got a fuel map app.
Just on the Wikicamps one, when we joined Wikicamps back in 2020, late 2020, it was free.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, wasn't it? It was never for free.
It was never free.
How much was it back then?
I think it was like $7 or $8.
What is it now?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't had to re-download it, but I don't think it's much different.
I had a friend of mine ask me, he goes, oh, look at that Wikicamps thing. What you got to pay? Well, yeah, you do. It's a minimum fee. But the amount of money it saves for alternate locations to camp the night, be it rest stops, gravel pits, a bloke with a private property, and you wake up and 6 of his cows are outside your door, which is a really charming part of camping in the country, really. Beats a caravan park, hands down. Anyway, don't get me started. But back to the Wikicamps app. It will pay for itself in the first day you use it, $8 or
it's very handy. You get
$10,
and I still refer back to. I know it went through some upgrades and annoyed a lot of people. We didn't have access to our maps for a while, but that was going back now. I still look back at our lap in 2021, and I can bring up exactly our map because it tracked it exactly where we stayed. Often Shannon will say to me, "Oh, where were we when we did this or that?" And because I usually tracked it and I was the one that sourced the camp spot, I always remember. But I can still today go back to that map and have a look and see. It is. It really, really is. So getting some really handy apps really helps.
So there you go. There's 10 tips on how to save you some moolah when you're doing the big lap of Australia, or just simply just touring. Doesn't have to be the big lap. It can be just touring for over a long weekend or the school holidays or whatever. This is a subject we could talk for weeks on how to save money. Everyone's needs and wants and expectations are going to be different, of course. But there's some pretty good tips. I hope that may help you. Maybe some things you hadn't considered.
And it's from experience. It's from us. We've used all these things that we're mentioning. You know, we haven't just read about it, other than the lining your toilet one.
That's right. You'll be doing that, not me. And if I have saved you some coin, that means you might be able to buy me 3 beers, and we'll be best mates, right? See what I did there?
Or me with a coffee.
All right, so we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. I hope that did help you. And until we see you again, or until you see us again.
That's it. Just get out there. See you later.
See you later.